All right, so we have to talk about it. Francis Ngannou is now an unrestricted free agent, free of the UFC, free of the heavyweight division. And with this move comes a lot of controversy. Now, I put out a poll on my story, just gauging the general feeling of the MMA fans that follow me. And I found a whole range of different emotions related to this move. But the overarching theme was that it seemed like everyone thought that Ngannou was some sort of a diva or a little bit of a disruptor for going against the status quo of the UFC. I had one message saying straight up just diva. I had another message from a good supporter of the show that said that, this is the way that the UFC has been doing things for years, and why change anything up now? Ngannou knew what he was getting into when he signed the contract, yada, yada, yada. And I feel like it deserves a deeper dive. Now, for as much as I love the people that watch this show and the people that follow me, that I interact with on the daily, I have to disagree with a lot of people. I think what Ngannou did, and I have the terms of the deal that he turned down here, I think what he did is courageous, quite frankly. I think it's something that we haven't seen in this sport yet. I mean, Nate Diaz kind of did it, but he's not quite in his prime the way Ngannou is in his prime. I'm talking, of course, about guys going out and testing the waters with different promotions. For such a long time, UFC has had a stranglehold on the professional scene. I mean, there's been promotions that have hung on the outside, such as One Championship, Bellator, but UFC has always been, and I still think is, that go-to MMA promotion that you look to say, okay, this is the pinnacle of the sport. But what we've been seeing more so now than ever is a rise in competition in the professional scene, with the PFL signing Jake Paul and making their super fights division, One Championship making their debut in the US, and now Ngannou making his walk and blessing perhaps one of these promotions, or let's just say going over to boxing and blessing Showtime, ESPN. I just think this move has such a potential to be a positive, a major positive for the sport in terms of parity for us fans. Because you think about it, right? If UFC has such a stranglehold as they have for such a long time, when you don't have any competition in any type of market, this is not just combat sports promotions, this is mass comm, this is even in regular business, it promotes stagnancy. Now you have all these promotions that could sweep in and sign Ngannou. Ngannou could go to boxing and make boxing much more popularized than it is right now. You now have a reason for the UFC to be sweating on top of the Jake Paul deal with the PFL. As for the UFC's offer to Ngannou, I have it right here on my phone. It was 3 fights for $8 million, and I believe 2 of those fights would be Jon Jones, so they must have had a rematch clause in there. And Ngannou wanted in-cage sponsors, health insurance, and he wanted a fighter advocate representative for all UFC guys. So that essentially means that Ngannou was looking out for the best interests of all of his fellow fighters. Now, I would be stupid to say that there probably wasn't an ulterior motive in terms of selfishness for Ngannou, where he feels like he could probably get more money going somewhere else. But you rarely see a guy like this talk the talk and then walk the walk. We know that there have been a lot of guys that have complained about fighter pay, and then Dana kind of tells them, hey, sit there and shut up. And that's exactly what they do. I mean, you don't really hear Luke Rockhold making any waves now that he's retired, right? It was when he was fighting, when he was active, and when he felt like he had something to gain from it. I just feel like Ngannou has been one of these rare guys to take action in the face of large-scale criticism. He has to know about all of these storylines being made, right? He's afraid of fighting Jon Jones. He's afraid of rematching Cyril Gane. He's a diva. I mean, there's going to be these types of stories. And I can't help but feel like Ngannou knows these stories are going to be made. And in the face of all that, he's trying to advocate for other fighters as well. It's a little bit more complicated than just getting in-cage sponsors, because the UFC currently has a deal with Venom, and that would just be a lawsuit waiting to happen. As for healthcare, I mean, these guys are independent contractors, and I'm not exactly sure about the laws that would have to be put in place for independent contractors to unionize, but that's definitely something that's possible. And I think it's something that's needed. So I say that we pump the brakes on Ngannou. I saw one guy saying it was very respectable what he did, but he would have taken the bread. And I think that just also speaks to who Ngannou is as a person. I watched his video, and listen, never say that I don't do anything for you guys, because that was a hard video to sit through. 6 minutes, minimal cuts, minimal editing. He essentially felt like he was being caged in, he was being trapped, and that if he took that amount of money and sit down and shut up like other guys have, that he would be a sellout. So I, for one, from a glance, from an outside perspective, really respect Ngannou doing what he did. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know if I'm being ridiculous. Also, real quick before we end off the video, I will be launching some new content soon, as well as a merchandise store. You can go to get more stuff like this. It's all, well, it's Champion, because I made a demo design for this. But if you'd like to go down to the description below, there is a Teespring merch store. I'm going to be making more designs soon and tinkering with the prices. If you want to, I don't know, support a small channel. We have 17 subscribers, but as I said, we got 17 subscribers in 2 days, baby. So we're growing fast. If you feel like you want to support or just check things out, go to that link down in the description below and let me know what new content you guys would like to see from me, because I'm still kind of building up this channel and getting everything situated. But without further ado, that's been your boy, the Jewish Child, and of course, the soundboard god, Jacob Kubman, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.